open that one. All right, good. So this is our test. Musa, I'm gonna skip some questions, okay? If you have questions later, I can meet you separately and talk about this. Definitely. Okay, here, what questions? Here, I'm gonna solve question 3 and question maybe 5. And after the question, what is it? Question 9 and the rest, okay? Some that's equation type questions. I think it's not a big deal. If you have a question, we can do it together later. Okay, let's start with question 1. Daphne, also you didn't answer this question correctly. I think that's why let's start from here. Guys, you can see, right? Do you see the test too, Daphne? Musa? Okay,
I
good.
see it.
Good.
Yes, yes.
I'm going to keep these solutions and also share with you later. And I wish you could buy some drawing tablet at least for this class, okay? And sometimes you solve your question with this drawing tablet and just save it, and also all your work will be saved in your laptop or in your computer, whatever it is. Okay. Definitely, have you ever used drawing tablet? Like we have some different use. Can you see
Teacher,
this?
yes, I have one back at the Turkey, but I can't bring it here, and we don't know how much we're gonna stay here. So, but I can write it from my tablet.
Yeah, also tablet is good. Musa, also, if possible, you can just have a look online, okay? It's about $50-$60, but you don't have to buy big one. There's small ones, okay, because they have 3 different sizes: small, medium, and large. You can buy just small. And the good thing is you can just write on it, especially for online learning. That's really important. If you have iPad and tablet, it's good. But if you don't have this drawing tablet is, I mean, because you're just using a paper. When you're writing, as if you're just writing in a notebook, it's so that much comfortable. For the first time, it may be a bit weird after you practice a few times, because you need to keep your eyes on the screen and you have to write on the tablet. That's the weird part. But actually, when you get used to it, it's very practical. That means I can see your work very easily. Okay, guys, let's continue. Here, question 1 is about what is it? Proportions, right? If, as you remember, in chapter 1, we talk about direct and inverse proportions. So here it says that 20 tons of rice can feed 300 soldiers for 72 days, right? So here we are talking about rice. Let's say this, here we have rice, and soldiers, here we have, let's say, S, and here we have, what is it? Days. Let me just write here D, okay? So also here, I'm going to show different method. Last time with you, I just show you another method, but here I'm going to use that formula. Okay, I'm going to use the direct and inverse proportion. And let me just write at the top. We know that actually two things are directly proportional if they are connected by this equation, right? Y is equal to K times X, right? That means that when y increases, also x increases at the same rate. Then we say that y is directly proportional to x. And how about if two quantities are inversely proportional to each other? At that time, their product is constant, right? That means that y is equal to k over x, right? Good. So now let me just write here. Here we have 20 tons. The soldiers, it is 300, and that will be enough for 72 days. In the second case, for how many days can 32 tons of rice feed 540 soldiers? And this one, I don't know. Okay. So now what is given? If I just use this equation, how can I use that equation for 3 different quantities? If we have 2, it is easy, as you know. But when we have 3 different quantities, it's a little bit challenging. So what is given here? Here R1 is given, that is 20, and R2 is given, that is 32. What is it? These are the amounts of rice in tons. And also number of soldiers is given. In the first case, we have 300 soldiers. In the second case, we have 540 soldiers to feed. And also the number of days here, the time, right? Let's say this D1. The first case, it is 72. And in the second case, D2, I don't know. So let's say it is X days. All right, so now I'm going to forward the equation because these are all about proportion problem. Let me just write here equal. Okay, just write any variable here. Let me just write here R1. Okay, and here we have R2. All right, and other variables I'll just write depending on the proportionality here. Okay, now let's just write here R1 and R2. Okay, how R1 is related to S1. Suppose that the number of days is not changing here. This number of days not changing here, right? Musa, this question is for you. If the number of days is not changing it just remains constant. I mean, not okay. If we have more rice, actually, will it be enough for more soldiers or less soldiers?
More.
So because if you're talking about 72 days, right, the day is not changing. Let me just say like this. If we have more rice, right, so that means that will be enough for more soldiers, right? If we have less rice, number of days not changing, then we can feed less soldiers. What does it mean? It means the two numbers are changing at the same rate. When the amount of rice increases, also the number of soldiers is increasing. That means that these two things are, what is it? Directly proportional, right? And when it is directly proportional, that means that the ratio is constant, that y over x should be equal to k. So that means if I draw a fractional line here, these ratios must be constant here. Here we have S1 and here we have S2. Why? Because this R1 and S1, they are directly proportional to each other. Directly proportional, again, that means that their ratio is constant. Now, okay, how about this S1? Just fix this S1, it's not changing. And how about R1 and D1? If we have 300 soldiers, if we have more rice, right? So they can finish in how many days? In more days or in less days? I mean, about the amount of rice and number of days. Are they directly proportional to each other or inversely proportional to each other?
Inversely.
Mm.
Actually, no, it's directly, right?
It is directly
Yes.
proportional, right? So that means that here, that means that respect to R, and also it is direct proportion, then it should be here. Here we should have D1, and here we should have D1. Because if we have more rice, if the number of soldiers do not change, right, it will be enough for more days. If we have less rice, then it will be enough for less days if the number of people are not changing. Good, so that's our equation. Now, if I substitute here, what is R1? It is 20 over S1, it is 300 times D1, it is 72. On the right hand side, R2, it is 32 over S2, 540, and D1, it is X, right? So if you just solve for X, now immediately I can simplify here. Anyway, these zeros, right? 0, 0, they cancel each other. Take to this side, here we have 20 times 54x. And here we have 32 times 30 times 72. Now from here, what is x? X equals 32 times 30 times 72 over, here we have 20 times 54. So this 0, 0, they cancel each other, right? With 72, 54, 9 is a common factor. And let me just simplify like this. 32 over 2, that is 16. And 3, we have 3. 72 divided by 9, it is 8. And 54 divided by 9, it is 6. So now if you simplify this, 3 times 8 is 24, and divide by 6, it is 4. 4 times 16, that's equal to 64. Right? So that means that if we have 32 tons of rice, and if we have 540 soldiers, then it will be enough for 64 days.
Yeah.
Musa,
I have not. Mm, how to say? I have 69 days. I have mistake there.
69. Yeah, actually, I saw your work, but maybe in calculation, maybe writing the number, you made a mistake, but actually the answer is 64.
Yeah.
And Daphne, do you remember your answer?
No, teacher, I'm looking it up right now.
Okay. Daphne, you got 64. Your answer is correct, Daphne.
Yes, yes. I
Okay.
saw it.
But the second one, Daphne, you couldn't solve. I don't know why.
No, I actually solved it and I wrote it down.
But your answer is K
I
equals
guess you
3.
couldn't understand my. Yes, but like the smallest one was 6 and the biggest one was 21.
No.
I actually did it. I just like wrote it in a little different way.
Yeah, actually your K is, anyway, here, let's just do this once again. But your answer is not correct, Daphne. Maybe zeros are missing, I think. It should be maybe 60 and 210. So here, 3 people are sharing $360 in this ratio, 2 to 3 to 7. Maybe according to their age, or I don't know, to some reason, maybe according to their investment. Maybe 3 students, they did some kind of business and they earn some profit and they're sharing. Sometimes if you're doing business, we know that you just share the profit in the ratio to your investment, right? For example, let's say Daphne, Musa, and also you are going to do business together. And Daphne says that, okay, I'm going to invest $2,000. Musa says, I'm going to invest $3,000, and also says, I'm going to invest $7,000. But you're running the same business. And if your profit is 360, how can we share the profit in a fair way? The fair way is we have to share the profit in proportion to our investment, right? Who invests more money, he should get bigger share, right? Who invests less money, he should get less share. It is something like this. It's really used in business. So here in this question, 3 people did some kind of business and their profit is, let's say, $360. So they decided to share this profit in this ratio. What does it mean? It means that if you're talking about 3 people, A, B, and C, that means that here 2 plus 3 plus 7. Actually, 2 to 3 to 7, what does it mean? It means that here we have 12 shares, right? 12 shares, and 2 shares belongs to A, 3 shares belongs to B, and 7 shares belongs to C. So out of what? Out of 360, right? So here, out of 12. So here to find A, so A equals 2 out of 12 times 360. That is A's share. How about B's share? 3 out of 12 times 360. How about C's share? It is 7 out of 12 times 360. So if we are just talking about a maximum or minimum, so this A receives minimum, right? And C receives maximum. So just we need A's and C's share. So from here, 360 divided by 12, that is 30. 30 times 2, that's equal to $60. And how about C's share? 360 divided by 12, that is 30. 30 times 7, that's equal to $210. So what is the largest share? Largest share is $60, and the smallest share is $210. Musa, is it clear?
Yeah, I have here.
You answered correctly?
Correct. Yes.
Good, very good. Now let's move on then to the next question. This took 2 and AB. I will skip this. Okay. Let's talk about question 3. Daphne, you actually in question 2B, you made a mistake. You had to, I think you didn't simplify. How about question 3? Musa,
I
I
did
think
it,
you
but
couldn't.
I did it.
Yeah, actually, I read your note, Musa. Now I'm going to show you how to do this. If you have a ruler and what is it? What is it? Protractor. We call this protractor to measure the angle, right? So even without this, Musa, approximately you can draw this. Here, you don't have to draw exactly, okay? So now I'm going to show you how to do that. So here we are talking about 240 pupils, and it says literature, 78 pupils prefer literature, that is 78, and 94 geography is 94, and the history, the rest is history. So 240 minus 94 minus 78, that's equal to, I think, 68. So that's equal to 68. It is 160, 172, it is 28, 28 plus 40 is 68. That's correct. Okay. So now it says that draw a pie chart to illustrate this information and state the angles in each sector. Okay. So I'm going to draw a pie chart. Musa, just with hand you can draw some kind of circle. It doesn't have to be beautiful circle. That is the center of the circle. Let me just start maybe with dot. You can just divide this into 4 so that I can approximate. Later I can delete this. Okay, we know that each angle here is 90, 90, 90, 90, right? So the first one, 278, right? Literature, 78 students. So altogether, we have 240 students. That means that, let me just write in blue, 240 students, they represent 360 degrees, right? And how about if we have 78 students? So they represent how much? Or by what angle we can represent this? If you solve for this, for x here, it's just a rate problem. We should cross multiply. That is 240 x degrees will be equal to 360 times 78. Now, if you divide both sides by x, so what do we got here? X degrees will be equal to 360 over 240 times 78. For each question, it's the same thing because here 240, 360 doesn't change. Now, if you simplify this, 0, 0 cancels each other, 36 and 24. What is the highest common factor of 36 and 24? That is 12, right? If you divide by 12, that's equal to 3 over 2 times 78. So in similar way, let me just write for L, it is X. For G, let's say it is Y. So that's equal to 3 over 2 times, it is 94. For history, let's say it is, the angle is Z degrees, that's 3 over 2 times 68. Okay, now if you calculate this, 78 is divided by 2, 39, and 3 times 39, what is it? 90 and 117 degrees. And how about here? 94 is divided by 2, that is 47. 3 times 47, 3 times 40, 120, and 7, that is 141 degrees. And here, 68 is divided by 2, 34. 3 times 34, that's equal to 102 degrees. These are the angles, right, of each sector. Actually, what is a sector? It is a region in a circle that is bounded by 2 radii and arc. Anyway, so the first one, after I assume that actually these are just 90 degrees, I don't need them now. All right. So Musa, we are going to draw this. Let's start from, what is it? Literature. Okay, let me just start from here. So this one is, right? If you just draw here, it's 90. It is 117, 27 more than 90. So it is something somewhere here, right? So that one is 117 degrees. That is, what is it? X is literature. Now, how about, for example, let's say history. History is 102. 102, it is 12 more than 90 degrees, right? If you just come down from this center to the circle, it is 90. A bit more than this, so this will be, what is it? History. So this angle is 102 degrees. That is history. And of course, we have the third one will be, even we don't have to do anything here, it is, what is it? 141 degrees. That will be geography. Okay. Okay, Musa, at least you should be able to draw this. Now, of course, on the paper, if you have a protractor and a ruler, you can draw much, much clearer and more accurately. All right. Daphne, any question?
No. Teacher, I
Did you?
think I also like, I think I did the calculation true, but when I like actually did the circle, I think that's where I did the wrong stuff, because like the angle left was different and stuff, sort of. I got mixed up there.
Yeah, in your calculation, number one, Daphne, you didn't show your calculation work. Okay. If you actually provide your calculation, but your result is wrong, I would give you some partial score, but you didn't write anything. That's why your answer was, what is it? 100 and
117 and
117,
124.
117, and 144,
Yes.
right? But the year sum is
I
not equal
actually,
to the year sum is not equal to 360. Right? The year sum should be 360, right? Because they are sharing 360 degrees.
I'm not sure where it went wrong, but somehow it went wrong.
Okay, definitely. Actually, this is a kind of trial test. Okay, now you know how to do that. Okay, next time, and I expect you to show all your work. Okay, here I want to see your method. What method you are using, and how you
Teacher,
are
this
calculating.
happens to me all the time. Like easy questions, I do all of them wrong, but when it comes to like hard questions, I do most of them correctly.
It's like, yeah, maybe it's okay, but Daphne, what I'm trying to say here is this kind of test. You know, this one is like international standard tests. Usually, these questions are from that's IGCSE or O level or A level books. This is how I select questions, and as you practice more and more, you will get used to it. Okay, in the future, definitely you will see that even, let's say, you don't know what happens after 2 years, 3 years, you may go to United Kingdom maybe, or USA or Australia, wherever you go, okay? So you will not get surprised when you just see this kind of questions, all right? So when you just even to Singapore, for example, or Malaysia or USA, maybe SAT questions a little bit different. But when you get the idea, all right, when you just show your work in a systematic way, okay, first write what is given in the question. And after that, write your method, what method you are using, okay, and get your result. That is how mathematicians, physicists, or scientists work. That is a systematic way of dealing with problems. That is what I'm trying to teach here. Okay, you need to show every step clearly, because what we are learning here is not history or not literature or I don't know, some kind of politics. These are science. Okay, 2 + 2 is everywhere 4. Okay, so it's not 5. That's why you have to understand the problem and write what is given and model this problem and solve it. When you just practice this one, you will see that wherever you go, even you go to the United States, when you display your work in this way, people will understand that you are different from other students. That is not so easy, but as you practice more and more, you'll get used to it. Okay, and Daphne, now Musa, also imagine that and suppose that, or imagine that your work is like this. Now I'm grading your paper. How would I grade this? Look here, I'm grading your paper. Let's say this Musa's paper. Question 3. Here LGH. He has just listed down what is given here. After the 240, that's the method using. Okay, very good. It is 100, right? Full score. Everything is clear here. There's no question. I can ask any question here. Where did you get this number? Why is number is here? Okay, Musa. Guys, let's continue. Question B. Okay, Daphne, you didn't answer. Musa, I think also you didn't answer this question. All right, it's about geometry. Before I do this question, let's read this. I'll give one example, and after that, we will answer this question. In the question, it says the interior angle of a regular polygon. So here we are talking about regular polygon. Musa, what is a regular polygon?
I don't know.
Daphne,
Hmm.
what is a regular polygon?
I don't remember.
Poly means, what does poly mean? Poly means, it's a Greek word, right? It means many.
It's penta and then, oh yeah.
Poly means many. Like polytheist means who believe in many gods, for example, in some books, okay? And
Yes, yes, I remember polygons like that.
yeah,
They,
gone means sides. Okay, polygon means many-sided figure, like triangle, quadrilateral, hexagon, heptagon, octagon, decagon, nonagon. Actually, all of these many-sided flat figures, they are called polygon in general. Because maybe if it is 3 sides, we know it has a special name, right? We call this triangle. If it has 4 sides, we call this a quadrilateral. If we have 5 sides, we call this, what is it? Pentagon. 6 sides, hexagon. 7 sides, heptagon. 8 sides, octagon, right? And 9 sides, decagon. Something like that. After 12, then we just mention like 18-sided polygon, 20-sided polygon, or simply just just polygon. Anyway, here, how about when you just say regular polygon? Regular polygon means it is a polygon whose all sides are equal and also their interior angles are equal, right? For example, you just take a square. It is a regular polygon. Why? Because all sides are equal. At the same time, all interior angles are equal. All are 90 degrees, right? And also pentagon, the same thing, something like this. Anyway, what does it say here? It says that the interior angle of a regular polygon is 35 times its exterior angle. How many sides has the polygon? So actually we are talking about some kind of polygon like this. It has many sides, okay? It continues, all right? And let's say one interior angle. This one is alpha, okay? Now what is the exterior angle? If you just produce this line, if you just extend this line, so actually this one is, it's outside, right? That's why we call this, it is exterior angle. As you see here, interior angle, exterior angle, they are on a straight line, right? They form a straight line. That means that always in any polygon, the sum of the interior angle and the exterior angle is equal to 180 degrees. Okay. And that's the first part. It says that here, at a regular polygon, the interior angle is 35 times its exterior angle. That means that this alpha is equal to 35 times beta. So now from here, I can find beta, right? If you substitute into the first equation, what is alpha? 35 times beta plus beta is equal to 180 degrees. So if you solve this for beta, 35 plus 1 is 36, and divide 180 by 36, that's equal to 5. Okay, so that is 5 degrees. And that is the first step. And the second step, what is the sum of exterior angles? In any polygon, the sum of the exterior angles is always equal to 360 degrees. And suppose that how many sides does this polygon have? We don't know. Let's say it is n. It has n sides. So then n times each exterior angle is, what is it? 5. We have already found here. That is 5 degrees. So that's equal to 360 degrees. And how do I know that we are just multiplying by n? Because here we are talking about a regular polygon. Since all sides are equal, that means that all of its interior angles are equal. At the same time, all of its exterior angles are equal. Now from here, what is n? N equals 360 degrees over 5 degrees. Degree, they cancel each other. That's equal to, what is it? 62. Okay. So dot, 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 this polygon, this regular polygon, the regular polygon has 62 sides. Also, are you there?
Yes.
Also, is it you in the picture, in your profile picture?
Yes.
What is that? You're wearing a mask? Okay, guys, let's continue. Daphne, any question?
No, I don't have any question.
Very good. Then let's continue. So, all right. Question 5. I think Daphne, you tried, but you couldn't solve this. How about Musa? Did you solve question 5?
I solved it, but incorrect.
Okay. Yeah, let's also do this. It's also about chapter 1. Okay. Daphne, you did question A, but you didn't do, you couldn't, I don't know. You actually did the right thing, but you didn't continue.
No, I didn't. It just that it was wrong, I think.
No, you just wrote here 1 square centimeter is 0.16, and after that you stopped.
No, I wrote then 45 centimeters. That's it. Next.
No, I'm talking about question B.
Ah.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
I forgot about that part.
Let's do both. We know that two towns are 18 kilometers apart, right? Calculate in centimeter, their distance apart on the map. So from the map, the scale is, that means 1 centimeter represents 40,000 centimeters, right? Now, actually, when we are doing this, okay, that's how is it given. Now I can just change this into kilometer, right? So since I have the find in kilometers, or first find it, and after that we can change this into kilometers. So from here, that means a 1 centimeter represents, we know that 100 centimeters is 1 meter is equal to 100 cm, right? And also we know that 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters. So here 2 zeros, right? Instead of this 100 centimeter, we can write meter, and 400 meters is, what is it? 0.4 kilometers. That means that on the map, 1 centimeter represents the actual distance of 0.4 kilometers. Now, what is the question? Two towns are 18 kilometers apart. If these two towns are 18 kilometers apart, we need to calculate in centimeters their distance apart on the map. So let's say that one is X centimeters. It's a rate problem. After that, just cross multiply. 1 times 18, that is 18, equals 0.4 times X, that's 0.4X. Right? So from here, what is X? X equals 18 over 0.4. If you multiply numerator and denominator by, let's say 5 times 18, it is 90, and 5 times 0.4, it is 2. That's equal to 45. And what is the unit of X? It is cm. So dot, 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 the answer is 45 cm. Okay, so to solve the next question, again, I'm going to use this new scale. That's our scale, right? All right. So in the next question, it says that on the map, a park has an area of 18 square centimeters. Calculate in kilometers squared the actual area of the park. We know that 1 centimeter represents 0.4 kilometers. Then how about 1 cm squared? If you're talking about the square area, okay, so that side is 1 cm, 1 cm. So on the map, so this area is 1 times 1, 1 cm squared. And we know that actually the 1 centimeter represents how much? It represents 0.4 kilometers. 0.4 kilometers. That is the actual area, right? Now, what is this area? 0.4 times 0.4, that's equal to 0.16 square kilometers. That means that 1 square centimeters of land, right, something on the map represents 0.16 square kilometers of actual land. So what is the question here? A park has an area of 18 centimeters. So here 18. So to find this one, let's say it's A equals 18 centimeters squares. And we know that 1 centimeter squared represents 0.16 kilometers squared. That is 0.16 kilometers squared. So which is equal to, what is it? The answer is 2.88. So the answer is 2.88 kilometers squared, or square kilometers. Okay. Daphne, Musa, also any question?
Yeah, the first A, I did it correct. Formula was called by the measure was incorrect.
Good. Musa, Daphne, also you have another test after 2 weeks, maybe December 19. And I hope now you have experience now how to do that. Okay. Musa, and also before the test, I will explain again how to submit your work. All right. I wish if you don't have printer, if you don't have tablet or iPad, okay, Musa, I actually also I request you to do your work on A4 size paper. Okay, A4 size paper. As you see here, if on the first page, if there are 2 questions, you have to do only 2 questions on the first page. Okay. And on the first page, there are 2 questions. Do not do like 4 or 5 questions on one page. So in this way, for me, it's easy to grade your work. Okay. Also, Daphne, Musa, can we have a break for 3 minutes? Okay. Let's drink some water. After 3 minutes, we will continue. Okay.
Okay.
3-minute break.
Okay.
Musa, Daphne, also, I'm back. Let's continue if you are there.
Yes. Okay.
Hello.
Good. I'm skipping these questions. Okay. And 7, 8. All right. So in 7A, Daphne, did you see your mistake?
Which mistake, teacher?
The 7A, your answer is wrong. Instead of times,
I'm
you wrote
looking at.
plus. Here, y is directly proportional to x squared. That means y is equal to k times x squared, right? Now, or another way, also we can just write it like this: y1 over x1 squared is equal to y2 over x2 squared. Because if y is directly proportional to x squared here, that means that their ratios, what is it? Their ratios are constant. Y1 is given, it is 4 here, so it is 4. X1 is given, it is 4 here, 4 squared. And y2, we don't know, let's say this y, and x2, that is 3 squared. So from here, what is y? On the right hand side, 4 over 16, that's equal to 1 over 4. Multiply both sides by 9, so that's equal to 9 over 4. Okay. All right. Okay, Musa, did you solve this question 9?
9, yes, but incorrect. 9 balls. Yes, 9 points. I don't know. I have sign like 9 in soccer.
Okay, that means that's correct. Okay, because full score is 9. Then I will skip this. Now, guys, let's talk about these 3 questions and I will finish the question. Okay. Uh,
I didn't
Daphne,
understand the question. Soccer.
Daphne,
What
you solved these questions, but most of the question was wrong. That's why. Uh, Daphne, would you like to explain here or?
Teacher, I'm very bad at explaining questions.
Okay, then let's do it together. So here in the question, it says that Jonathan and Cindy run on a circular track where AB is the diameter of the track as shown below. Okay, they are just in the center. The diameter means they're just opposite each other, right? If Jonathan and Cindy run towards each other at the same time from point A and point B respectively, it will take them 40 seconds before they meet. Okay, so number 1 here is, Musa, let's say the diameter of the circle is D. Let's say the diameter is D. This is R, this is R. What is the diameter? It is 2 radii, right? So suppose that they are running towards each other in this direction, also in this direction. Let's say they meet each other somewhere here, right? So that's their meeting point. So what will be the total distance they traveled? The total distance will be half of the circumference, right? So what is the circumference formula? We know that is equal to 2 pi r, right? Or half of it, 1 over 2 c will be equal to, what is it? Pi r. Okay, let me just denote this by d. Okay, distance traveled by these 2 people. So that means that here, then d will be equal to, let's say Jonathan's speed is j and Cindy's speed is c, right? Since Musa, they are running towards each other, right? So the total distance travel will be, what is it? It says 40 seconds. So that is time, 40 seconds times the sum of their speed. So that is j plus c. J is the speed of Jonathan in meter per second, and c is the speed of Cindy in meter per second. Now in the second part, it says that if they start running at the same time, but in the same direction. So the second case is Jonathan is running in this direction, and also Cindy is running in this direction, right? So now it's like if you just flatten this circle or just stretch this, it's like they are running like this, okay? Here, A is Jonathan's position, and this one is, what is it? B is Cindy's position. And what is the difference here? The difference is half of the semicircle, right? That's equal to D. We said that is equal to D. So that's equal to D. And Jonathan is just running after or chasing, let's say, Cindy. And let's say after some seconds, they will meet each other here, right? So that means that after 280 seconds, Jonathan catches up with Cindy, right? That means that Jonathan travels how much? Jonathan starts from here, right, until here, right? And how about Cindy from here to here? So what is the difference between the distances that they traveled? That is this difference, right? That's the difference. Because Cindy traveled d meters less than Jonathan. So at that time, the difference will be, because here the distance traveled by Cindy is, what is it? Let's say this D Cindy, that will be equal to 280 times Cindy's speed is C. And how about distance traveled by Jonathan? It will be 280, right, times it is Jonathan, right? But if you subtract this, it gives us that distance. So that means that that distance will be equal to 280, right? It is J minus C. Musa, did you understand until here? That is the most important part. The rest is just algebra equation we have to solve.
Yes.
Good. Then the rest is easy. As you see here, what is the question? What is the ratio of their speeds? That means that we need to find this, J to C. That is a question, the ratio of their speed. Now, as you see here in this question, in this system of equations, right, the left-hand sides are same, D and D. That means that also right-hand sides must be equal to each other. So that means that from here we have 40 times J plus C should be equal to 280 times J minus C. So if you simplify this, divide both sides by 40, J plus C equals 7J minus 7C. Take J to the right hand side, 7J minus J, it is 6J, and C to the left hand side, it is 8C, right? So now what is J over C? J over C is equal to 8 over 6 or 4 over 3. So dot, 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 the ratio of Jonathan's speed to Cindy's speed is 4 to 3. Okay? Also, how about you? Actually, we didn't solve this question with you. Do you have any question about this problem?
No, trying to understand.
Okay, let's continue. Next question. And definitely you also answer this question correctly. It's really good. That
Teacher,
is,
it's a very easy question, and there's like a method, even like named with the question, like.
definitely this is your first test. That's why I put this question. Next time I will put similar question, a bit more complicated.
Teacher, the test that I mentioned before, like the kangaroo, they had only questions like this, like mostly images and sort of like a little bit math inside it. So that's why I know how to do this.
Yeah. But here, definitely if I just add one more square here, for example, let's say something like this, it will be more complicated. If I add one more square, for example, it will much more complicated. Anyway, next time definitely I will ask similar question, but a little bit more complicated. But now it is the first test. That's why I put this question here. So what is the question, Musa, here? It says how many different ways, right? How many ways means how many distinct or different ways are there to reach B from A. Only movements forward, upward, and diagonal, right, are allowed here. All right. So it's like this, Musa. For example, let's say you are given 3 letters. Let me just give this example after that we'll solve this question. Okay. And we are given 3 letters. All right. So Musa, if I ask you how many actually word or something can you make which contains only 2 letters? So that means that here, how many letters I can put here? I can put 3, right? And also if repetition is allowed, how many letters I can put here? Here is 3. So how many different ways we have to write 2 letters next to each other? 3 times 3, we have 9 ways. So also here, Musa, from point A, for example, to point B, how many different ways do we have? 3, right? You can go either this direction, right? This path, or the second one is just directly you move this, right? Or through this path. So how many from A to this point? Here we have 3 ways. And how about from this point to this point? Again, similar way. This is the first path. This is one the second. Or either you can just go this way, right? So again, from this point to this point, now here we have 3. And how about from this point to this point? So here we have 1, right? And 2, and here we have 3. So also 3. So altogether now from A to B now, how many different ways are there if you are allowed to move only horizontally, forward and upward and diagonally? So that is, here we have 3 times 3 times 3 is equal to 27. Musa, if you do not understand why we are multiplying this, I just suggest you, for example, you just come here to this point and I can choose this point, right? This is one way. Again, the same path from here, another way, okay? You will see this like the branch of a tree, okay? From every branch, you have 3 different ways. And that's why here we have to multiply. Okay, that's, what is it? We call this counting principle in math. So the answer is 27. Well, that's our last question, okay? And after that, we will finish the question. I mean, the today's class. And also here, you're expected to solve this problem using algebra. Algebra means introducing some variable and solve this. So it says that 2 fruit baskets contain some orange. All right. If an orange is transferred from the first basket to the second basket, both baskets will have the same number of oranges. That is the first part, right? Until here. So we are talking about 2 baskets and we have some orange inside these baskets. Okay, that's our first basket and that's our second basket. How many oranges we have, we don't know. So let's say it says that the first case, if an orange is transferred, what does an orange means? 1 orange, right? Is transferred from the first basket to the second basket, both baskets will have the same number of oranges. So that means that originally here we have x plus okay. All right. If we have x orange here, right? If you just 1 orange transfer from the first basket to the second one, that means that now we have x minus 1, right? And here we have y orange, and here we have y plus 1 orange, right? So now it says that this x minus 1 is equal to y plus 1. So now immediately we can find the relationship. What is the relationship between x and y? So that's equal to, wait. X minus y is equal to 2. Okay, so that means that's instead of using this y definite now, I can use the x now, right? Because the difference is 2. That means that if I just delete this and go back, originally, how many oranges we have in the first and second basket? So that means that first, here we have originally, here we have x plus 2 oranges. In the second basket, we have x orange, right? As you see here, if you just move 1 orange from the first basket to the second basket, we will have x plus 1. And here also, here we have x plus 1. As you see here, they are equal. Okay, we'll continue. If an orange is transferred from the second basket to the first basket, the number of oranges in the first basket will become thrice the number of oranges in the second basket. So the second one is, how about if we just move 1 orange to the first one? So that means that now here we will have x plus 3. And the second basket, here we have x minus 1, because we have already moved 1 orange from the second basket to the first. So it says that now the number of oranges in the first basket will become thrice. Thrice means 3 times the number of oranges in the second basket. That means that x plus 3 will be equal to 3 times x minus 1. How many oranges are in each basket at first? As you see here, when you just form the equation, it's very easy to solve. But here the main challenge is understanding the problem. Okay, your understanding skill, comprehension skill. Do you understand the problem or not? That is what the examiners are trying to measure here. So we know how to solve this very simple question. X plus 3 equals 3x minus 3. Take x to the right hand side. Here we have 2x. Negative 3 to the left hand side. It is 6. What is x is equal to 3. So originally then in the first basket we had x plus 2, 5 orange. And in the second basket x. So here we have 3 orange. Musa, did you understand it?
Yeah.
Okay. Also, any question?
No.
In second move, we put 2 oranges from one box to other.
Say again. Musa, what did you say?
There. From one basket to other basket, we putting putting 2 oranges.
No, 1. In the first case, you are moving 1 orange. Take 1 orange from the first basket and put it in the second basket, adding to the second basket, right? So when you do so, that means that the number of oranges in each basket will become equal. In the second case, if you remove 1 orange from the second basket and put it added to the first basket, the number of oranges in the first basket will be 3 times as many as the second basket. Here we have just 2 steps, 2 conditions. Okay. From the first given statement, I realized that in the first basket we have x plus 2 oranges initially. In the second basket we have x, right? Because as you see here, if I just put 1 to this, that means that now here we have x plus 2 minus 1, which is equal to x plus 1. In the second basket, we will have x plus 1 orange. Now in the second one, if you move 1 orange to here, right? Because again, we are talking about the first case. Instead of taking 1 orange from the first basket, how about if we take 1 orange from the second basket and put it into the first basket? At the time, it says that the number of oranges in the first basket will be 3 times as many as in the second basket. And after that, form the equation and solve this. Also, Daphne, Musa, thank you very much. I think that's enough for today. Guys, if you have any question, anytime you can contact me, especially evening times, okay? Because during the daytime, it's a bit hard. I'm busy at university, okay? After 5 o'clock,
Okay.
I'm at home. So we can just have a short meeting and try to answer your question, okay? Thank you very
Okay.
much, and see you next Monday,
Thank
right?
you, sir. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye
Okay.
bye.